Page 40, two-part invention. A two-part invention is simply a little piece that is in two parts. It's like a duet. It's not one part accompanying the other. It's a duet where one part has a melody, then the other part has the melody, and sometimes one part accompanies the other and they take turns. Bach wrote a lot of two-part inventions and three-part inventions. So we would expect a lot of the same notes to come in both hands but at different times. Now they're introducing you to some new symbols in music, the VA symbols, 8 VA or 8, or sometimes you can get a 15 MA. Basically it simply means you're going to go up or down an octave. So we'll talk about that a little later in the lesson. Let's look this over and see what we get. I look it over, I see it's 4 lines long. It's longer than that because of the DC al fine. We've had that before, but there's only 4 lines of music to learn. The clef signs are treble and bass, at least to start. 4/4 time signature. I see a bunch of quarter notes and half notes. Now we have these 8 VAs all over the place. We have to deal with those. Let's take it one hand at a time because now the hands are playing together. Right hand starts here. You're not going to stay here. You're going to start here. Okay? And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Third measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the idea? You do the. Let's go down to the third line. The notes, and you have a rest at the end of the second line to move. The notes are here. But you see above the staff there's an 8 and a dashed line. It could be 8 VA or 8, either one, it doesn't matter. It simply means play those notes an octave higher. So let's just briefly, I'd like you to understand what's going on here. We'll get into it in more detail later. If I go letter to letter on keyboard, C to C, or down, doesn't matter what direction you go, or A to A, or F to F, whatever. The space between them, the distance between them, is called an octave. OCT means 8. It means it's an interval of an eighth. An interval is the distance between two notes. Here, I can count up and figure it out. And when you do intervals in music, the one you're on is 1. We don't start with 0 when counting intervals. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an eighth, an interval of an eighth known as an octave. So this 8 VA simply means go up or down an octave on the keyboard. So you're playing the notes that are written here, so you're going to play them up here. So instead of this C, you go up here. The rule is that the 8 VA applies to only the staff it's next to, not both. And if it's above the staff, you go up. If it's below the staff, you go down. So in the third line, that right hand, instead of here, I'm going to be up here. In the next line, you're still 8 VA. And on some music publishers, you won't get another 8 or anything. You'll just, the dash line just keeps going. Same difference. You stay up here. Oh, you're actually here. And then finally here. And then at the end, the dash line, there's a little line goes down. That tells you it's over. That's basically what it is. Left hand, you're starting out here on middle C, and it's just. And then next time, move the hand down now. Move the hand down again. Move the hand down again. And then the third line, you get the 8 VA above it. So instead of here, you're up here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And the next line, the last line, same thing. You're still up here. Yeah. Now I get confused when I see that because I see it in the bottom staff and I just automatically want to play it where it goes. I get confused on the notes. It's a personal thing. I deal with it. Then we put the hands together and see what happens. Well, we're starting here. And then these are together. And these are together. So play the A in the second measure, the second I lift up. Rest, and left hand comes down. See, the left hand came down, the right hand didn't. Left hand came down again, and the right hand's still staying there. The left hand comes down again. Here. There, got those. So the left hand's moving down, the right hand isn't. And then in the third line, during the rest, the hands are moving. Now, I like to move one hand at a time, if possible. Sometimes you can't. Here it says the right hand's playing first. I'll get the right hand up here ready to go. And as I'm playing the right hand, I'll get the left hand up. However, with 2 beats rest, you might have time during the half rest to get both hands up. You can go real quick, whichever. But get the right hand where it goes, and then makes. Now the right hand comes down. Now right hand comes down again. See, now the left hand's not moving, only the right. Then when you do the DC, remember DC means go back to the beginning. You got to come down. Well, the left hand's going to play first, so I'm going to get it where it goes. And then as it's playing, I can move the right hand. Like so. So I plan these hand moves out very carefully because the beat has to be a steady beat. And we practice hand moves when we need to. You got to look down at the keyboard for the bigger ones, but you want to get to where you can move up or down one key on the piano without looking eventually. You can feel one key up or down eventually. You have to look at first, but eventually. When you have to move more, bigger jumps, that's when you got to look down for that. So I get the hands worked out, and then I go back over carefully and work out the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. And then once I've done that, I think about the articulation. And here we're just pretty much connecting everything. You lift up for the rests. Just lift up for the rest. The kicker is, can you lift up for the rest at the right time? Because I tend to want to hold them down. Second measure. See, I want to hold that down. And no, it needs to come up on beat 3. Last note needs to be by itself each time, and I tend to mess that up. And then I think about the dynamics, and this is going to apply to both hands on a 2-part invention. If they want separate dynamics, now they have to give you separate 2 dynamics in them. So otherwise it'll just apply to your loud here at both hands. Let the wrist collapse a little bit here loud. And then this second line, last couple measures, you're going to go up to very loud. So in the third measure, stay loud here. Save most of your crescendo to the end. That's where you're very loud. Yeah. And then in the third line, you come down to mezzo piano, or sort of soft, moderately soft up here. Both hands now. And you're staying sort of soft into the last 2 measures when you're going to go down to soft. Both hands. You start the next to the last measure at the bottom, moderately soft. I'm doing it like 2 beats at a time. Down, down. Yeah. You need to get to where you can feel these dynamics. And they just, okay, I understand them. We force them at first, but eventually you want to get to feeling them. As far as the speed goes, Allegro's fast, but it has to be accurate. So what can you do accurately? Don't copy me, please. It's just how I would play it this time. Give me a few cups of coffee or a glass of wine, and I'm sure I would play it differently. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Feel them. Exaggerate them if you have to. Let the wrist collapse on these a little bit. Nice and slow, and feel the natural accents. Eventually, you're just, yeah. Just there. You'll feel them. Now the DC Alfini, as I said, the DC takes you back to the beginning, and Alfini is at the end of the second line. I think there's an error in the music. The end of the second line, that should be a thin and thick bar line, not too thin bar lines. So you can take a pencil and widen out the second bar line and make it a thick one, because that's the symbol for the end of the piece, and the piece ended there. You know, it doesn't have to be at the bottom all the time. It is wherever the piece ends. That's where that symbol should be. Anyway, you go ahead and get it to where you can play it at least slowly with no hesitations. Then come back to the video and play it with me, slowly. Let's check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. We're just playing notes and rhythms here. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Rest. Three, 4. Rest. 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 1, 2, 3. To the beginning. Rest. Rest. Two, 3, 4.